Methanol poisoning alert, 8 more countries added to UK travel warnings. Could your next vacation turn deadly? Imagine you're sipping on what looks like a refreshing cocktail during your dream getaway, only to discover it's laced with a deadly poison. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Well, for some unlucky travelers, this has become a harsh reality, prompting the UK Foreign Office to expand its warnings about methanol poisoning from fake or contaminated alcoholic beverages. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this just a tragic accident, or does it highlight deeper issues in global tourism safety that demand urgent fixes? Let's dive in and unpack this update together, making sure you understand the risks and how to stay safe. Just 48 minutes ago, the news broke that 8 additional countries have been added to the Foreign Office's cautionary list for methanol-related dangers in drinks. These include Ecuador, Japan, Kenya, Mexico, Nigeria, Peru, Russia, and Uganda. This expansion follows a series of troubling incidents involving British travelers in these places. Previously, the warnings already covered Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Turkey, Costa Rica, and Fiji, and this latest move responds to high-profile cases, including the heartbreaking death of 6 tourists in Laos last year. For beginners navigating travel safety, methanol poisoning might sound unfamiliar, but it's a serious threat you need to know about. Methanol is an industrial chemical commonly found in products like antifreeze and windshield washer fluid. It's not designed for human consumption and can be extremely toxic. In fact, even small amounts can cause severe harm because our bodies convert it into formic acid, which attacks the optic nerve and other vital systems. Picture it as a silent killer that mimics the effects of too much regular alcohol at first, but escalates into something far worse. Sadly, the problem often stems from unethical practices. There have been reports of shady backyard distillers spiking drinks with methanol to stretch their supplies, or bar owners and street vendors diluting spirits, cocktails, or bucket drinks to save money. This isn't just rare, it's a growing concern in certain regions where regulations might be lax. And this is the part most people miss. While methanol can make drinks cheaper for sellers, it puts innocent travelers at risk of life-altering consequences. To tackle this, the Foreign Office has launched a fresh advertising campaign and revamped its travel advice websites with detailed info on spotting symptoms and minimizing dangers. You can check it out at https://travelaware.campaign.gov UK/spiking-and-methanol-poisoning for more tips. For British folks heading overseas, the key recommendations are straightforward. Stick to sealed bottles or cans from reputable, licensed spots. Steer clear of homemade brews, pre-mixed spirits, or any cocktails served in open containers like jugs or buckets. These are prime targets for tampering. Symptoms to watch for include early signs like nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and confusion, which might make you think you're just dealing with a bad hangover. But here's the kicker. Distinctive issues like blurry vision or other sight problems can kick in 12 to 48 hours later, signaling something far more sinister. Experts stress that methanol poisoning in its initial stages can closely resemble regular alcohol intoxication, which is why it's so sneaky and dangerous. If you notice any of these red flags in yourself or a companion, don't wait, seek immediate medical help right away. Delaying could mean the difference between recovery and tragedy. This isn't just about statistics, real lives are affected. Just last month, campaigners and grieving families of Britons harmed or killed by methanol overseas met with travel industry reps and MPs in Parliament to push for change. Amanda Dennis, speaking on behalf of the family of Simone White, a 28-year-old lawyer from Orpington who perished in the Laos incident along with 5 other backpackers, emphasized the preventable nature of these deaths. All these youngsters have died unnecessarily, and it could have been so easily avoided if there had been more awareness, if there had been more knowledge, and if they'd had it taught in schools, she passionately shared. Callum MacDonald, a 23-year-old from Sunbury-on-Thames who lost his sight in the same Laos tragedy, echoed this sentiment. I think it's important that people know obviously because it's quite a simple bit of information you can get that can really save you a lot of pain. I certainly think if I'd been aware of the risks I wouldn't be here today without my vision. His words are a stark reminder that education could have changed his fate. Hamish Falconer, the Foreign Office Minister overseeing consular and crisis matters, weighed in seriously. Methanol poisoning can kill. It can be difficult to detect when drinking, and early symptoms mirror ordinary alcohol poisoning. By the time travelers realize the danger, it can be too late. He added, no family should endure what the campaigners' families have suffered. Their determination to prevent others facing the same tragedy has been instrumental in driving forward these vital updates to our travel advice. Now, let's get controversial for a moment. Some might argue that travelers bear the ultimate responsibility for researching risks before booking trips. After all, knowledge is power. But is that fair when global standards for drink safety vary so wildly? Should countries with lax enforcement face stricter international scrutiny? Or is this a case of personal accountability gone awry? And what about the travel industry? Are they doing enough to partner with governments for safer practices, or are they prioritizing profits over protection? What do you think? Should methanol poisoning awareness be a mandatory part of school curricula, as Amanda suggests? Do you believe the burden should fall more on tourists or on the destinations themselves? And here's a thought-provoking question. In an era of booming global travel, is this just the tip of the iceberg for hidden dangers abroad? Share your opinions, agreements, or disagreements in the comments below. Let's discuss and spread the word to keep more people safe.